Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Leo April 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, first thing up is, well, as far as April goes, Venus will be in Aries from the 20th until the 30th, so the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, this could be a time where if you're unattached, Leo, you might connect with an Aries Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Aries-like characteristics. It could be a foreigner, someone you meet through traveling abroad. It could be at some publishing location or company, or maybe even at a religious congregation or college, university. This could be a time where you may also value valuing courage, fortitude, and valor and assertiveness in ninth house related matters, such as matters with in-laws and grandchildren. It could be a time where you're more willing to stand up for them, more so than usual. This could be a time too where you might at this time you might do something in terms of spending money in attempting to publish something that could be Aries related. It could be something connected with sports, or anything connected with the head, with the face, or could also be connected with welding, or something with arson or arson investigation, something that's associated with leadership, perhaps anything that could be Aries related, and or anything with combat or self-defense. Could also be a time where you might, this could be about very angry or acrimonious feelings, and it could be perhaps directed at maybe somebody you may know at some college, university, or it could be at some religious congregation. Could be a time too where you might find yourself enjoying Aries-like things. It could be like Aries-type games, like video games, like that Warcraft game, or whatever that is. That may be the name of it, or something similar. You could look that up. It could be with join with in-laws and grandchildren. And in doing things that could be Aries related, to any games that could be connected with combat, or something like, or just kind of play like something with boxing or wrestling, but maybe very light, of course. It could be. Anyway, the next thing up is Mars will be in Gemini, so the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, you might be injecting a lot of energy and vitality into Gemini-like aspirations and goals. It could be something connected with journalism or communication, data communication, something with writing, or doing something that requires dexterity and strong use of the hands. It could even be something like juggling, or doing working on cars, auto mechanics, or doing refrigeration mechanics. This could also be something where where the situation, perhaps with friends, acquaintances, people you know at groups, clubs, or organizations, may be more contentious and acrimonious than usual. This could be about a lot of verbal battles, and ones that are very verbose and really have a lot of like harsh witticisms in them perhaps. And also, this could be at the time as well, looking at this, the danger, when you're talking about Mars and Gemini energy, this could manifest perhaps in scattering energy into manifold things. But what happens is, in this case, perhaps in various goals and aspirations, but Gemini energy could be very scattered, and it's not a lot of follow through, and it could be where you might be dissipating yourself through lack of an integrated purpose in matters connected with goals and aspirations at this time. So, and also too, this could be a time where you might, incur some kind of cuts or burns or injuries to the arms or to the hands. It could be activities you may be doing with friends, with acquaintances perhaps at this time, or some group related or humanitarian endeavors. So anyway, next thing up. Well, Jupiter will be in Sagittarius still, so the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, as I've talked about in previous videos, that Jupiter, though it's very benign and benevolent, could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. It could be very paradoxical, and in some cases this could very well expand and enlarge a rather foolhardy, over-optimistic, enthusiastic, and reckless type behavior, perhaps in matters, it could be with gambling or investments, or in love and matters with children. Perhaps a lot of this could be dependent and predicated on aspects, of course. I mean, if this is making, say, a sextile or trine to your natal Saturn, it could give more discipline in these matters. And if you're doing something like, say, with gambling or investment, that could be done a little bit more caution and prudence, as I stated before, more discipline, and a little bit more planning and premeditation, so there's a better chance of going better. It could be something, too, where this could manifest perhaps in a lot of exuberance and enthusiasm in Sagittarius, like sports, hobbies, and things of amusement. It could be something with like archery, or some kind of target practice, darts, something with horses, perhaps. Could also be, I mean, another way this may pan out, this could be very auspicious for Sagittarius love at this time. It could be a Sagittarius sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply one that embodies Sagittarius characteristics, and also perhaps about hope and optimism, incorporating religion into your life with enjoyment, and really with children and perhaps lovers as well. And it could also be a very positive and auspicious period for childbirth. If you're somebody that's expecting a child near this time, this could be very fortuitous for that, and especially if it makes a lot of positive aspects to other 2 points in your chart at this time. So anyway, well, the next thing up, Saturn will be in Capricorn still, so the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, this could be, in some cases, well, this could be about really a lot of restrictions and limitations and matters connected with health, with service. It could be with matters with an aunt or an uncle, maybe even in your employment at this time. This could be a time, too, where you might find yourself taking care of a sickly or debilitated aunt or uncle, or someone you may provide service to. It could be or maybe somebody that you're you're close with at your place of employment or prominent in your daily routine. It could be something connected with the knees, the bones, or the joints, and might be making you feel somewhat despondent and melancholy at this time. Now, it could also be a period of very serious responsibilities in 6th house related matters, perhaps especially to your health at this time, and matters pertaining to your work. Could even be hygiene as well, and putting a lot of serious regimented energy into these matters at this time. Now, also, too, be careful about working very laboriously. This could cause some health issues, perhaps, and really, especially if this is at a point when this makes if it's making an actual inconjunct to your actual ascendant in your chart, and let's say if it's even let's say if there's other things that might reaffirm this, such as making an adverse aspect to your natal sun at this time, and it could cause some vitality and stamina issues as well. Now, another thing, too, perhaps is looking at this, well, this could be also about gaining structure and discipline in 6th house matters, such as matters with your employment, with fitness, with health, with your hygiene. And another thing, too, is that this could also be, I mean, you might at this time be dealing with some health-related issues. It could be something connected with the bones, the joints, the teeth perhaps, or the knees even at times. So, And also older people, and even it could be your father at this time, or even a grandfather, might be more prominent in your daily routine, more so than usual. So anyway, people, next thing up is Uranus will be in Taurus, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, well, one way this may pan out, this could be about rather unusual, stubborn or obstinate behavior from the dominant parent, which is often the father. It could be authority figures or supervisors at your place where you work, business people. It could be people prominent in your career. Now, another way this may manifest, though, is that this could be about Taurus friendships. Perhaps it could be Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Taurus-like characteristics. Might figure more prominently in your career, your public image, your reputation, your success, perhaps. It could be notoriety, recognition. And given, I mean, a lot of this could be dependent on, predicated on the aspects this makes in terms of whether they're actually beneficial to those things, or they may be more to your detriment. I mean, if it makes, I mean, a sextile trying to your natal Jupiter, they could actually be, it could be very fortuitous, perhaps, or even to, like, say, to Venus. Venus could be about, as far as money goes, it could be morally perhaps more beneficial as far as the career may go. But the thing about this is this could also be about perhaps doing something Uranus-like as far as your career goes, such as something with aerospace, astronomy, astrology, something with computers, electronics, innovation, perhaps some humanitarian type work. This could also be where you might be dealing with a lot of sporadic and erratic energy in matters with your career. You might find where perhaps matters with the dominant parent, which is often the father, might be more unpredictable than usual at this time. And also you might be gaining more of a reputation for being somewhat unorthodox or eccentric, and or even a rebel, and might be following doing this with a lot of stubborn energy, given that this is Taurus energy at this time. So, and especially, I mean, this could be a problem if you're working under somebody and you're in a subordinate, subservient position, and if this is making, say, an adverse aspect to your natal Saturn, this could be really could cause difficulties, perhaps, with people in authority. So, anyway, next thing up. Neptune will still be in Pisces, so the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, one way this may manifest, this could be about a lot of where perhaps a sexual partner, someone you're in an intimate relationship with, maybe somewhat nebulous or unclear at this time. You might be dealing with a lot of duplicity or deception with these people. It could be a time, too, where you might be involved in some kind of detox or even a spiritual transformation, or maybe even one that's connected with the metaphysical, which can include astrology. You may be dealing with very confounding or confusing issues connected with taxes, insurance at this time. This could be a time, too, where you might be, this could also be about the dissipation or dissolving of someone you're in an intimate or really sexual relationship with at this time as well. And another way, I mean, this could be also at this time, remember that this is about, I mean, you have to be very careful when you're talking about Neptune energy. It could be very deceptive, very duplicitous. And be very careful and prudent at this time, Leo, if you're dealing, like if you're getting some kind of call in the middle of the night and somebody's asking for credit card information, they're saying they're from your bank, you're getting some kind of email regarding this. You make sure it's not a fraudster, so to speak, or somebody that's just trying to gain your credit card information, because this is a time where you could be more susceptible to really not being as alert and really in perhaps giving out that kind of information almost indiscriminately, because Neptune energy makes it difficult to see the details in certain things, or being able, or you're not really, your perception on things could be a little bit clouded, I believe, with Neptune energy. So it's really something too where another way this may pan out is that this could also be I mean, we're talking about Neptune energy. I see it as more lethargic, kind of lackadaisical energy, and you might feel more like fantasizing about 8th house matters as opposed to actually doing things connected with them. And a lot of this could be reaffirmed. There might be greater propensity for this if, say, if this transit Neptune is making an adverse aspect to, say, whether it's your ascendant or the sun or the sun, or even Mars perhaps. So anyway, last but not least, Pluto will be in Capricorn still, so the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, I know a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but you know I'm going to anyway. One way this may pan out, this could be about, sadly in some cases, the actual or literal death of an aunt or an uncle, even a pet perhaps. It could be somebody that's prominent in your daily routine, or somebody you might be close with at your place of employment, or maybe connected with your health regime. I mean, somebody, say, if it's someone you're close with, say, at a health and fitness place or a workout partner. This could be a time, too, where you might be dealing with more upheavals and power struggles in your daily routine at your place of employment than usual. Also, too, you might find yourself doing something employment Pluto related as far as your work or employment goes. It could be something connected with insurance, recycling, rebuilding, something with the occult or supernatural. It could be astrology, doing work as a surgeon, or working in a death field, you could say, such as working as a coroner or dealing with forensics and investigation. But also guard against becoming really, as far as manipulative behavior goes, as far as service to others. Like, for example, saying, well, if you don't do such and such for me, I'm not going to be able to do this for you, such as giving somebody an errand to the store, or being of some other kind of service to them. So those are some ways this could pan out. This could also be about a health transformation or metamorphosis at this time as well. In some cases, especially say if this is making an inconjunct to your actual ascendant, or even in some cases I could see if this was making an adverse aspect to your natal sun as well. It could be where you may deal with some kind of Pluto health related issue, such as something with the private sector, if you understand what I'm saying, or something with the reproductive or regenerative system, anything that could be Pluto related, the sexual organs. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Leo April 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be giving you my Virgo April 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.